Another map between Team Spirit and Avangar to decide the victor, and at this point it's very unclear who is going to come out on top. This game's been swinging backwards and forwards. It's been characterized by mistakes from both teams, but it does seem like Avangar have made less, or at least have had them exploited less in the face of Team Spirit. And now as we move on to Inferno, a classic map that everyone can play, it's still completely up in the air.
It's wide open, isn't it? It is wide open. There are no goalkeepers. Anyone can score at any time, but who will score the final goals? That's a question which will be answered over this map of Inferno. Some highlights from Dust 2 first. Yeah, it's I don't think I've ever been less certain as to who might win a game of Counter-Strike.
It's kind of like, you know, you're watching ice hockey and then you see a team making a play, they strike the puck, and then the stick snaps, and then the puck goes to the opponents, and then they drive it and make a play, and then their stick snap. And then the ball's just floating around. The puck's just floating around. That's what this is.
Alrighty then.
I don't know if that analogy really works, but
not really. Because even if your thing broke, at least the puck's probably going towards one of the two goals or something along those lines. But yeah, I respect the attempt though. Requires some work, but there's a lot more Counter-Strike to come today. I have jelly babies, which is great. Which is fantastic. So when Dan is talking, I'm going to be eating a jelly baby, but
it's just a jelly baby, just one.
Well, one at a time. One at a time.
Oh, okay.
I have 6.
I got 6. You're gonna make that
6
last.
jelly babies of varying colours.
Have you done the quick maths?
That's one of the issues here, right? Is that there's just an abundance of food all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm taking in a lot more calories than I normally would. So I'm just going to be like rolling out of here by the end of these minors and other stages. It's going to be a problem.
To make that jelly baby last the full 30 rounds, you need to have a fifth of a jelly baby each round.
You're asking too much of me, Dan. You're asking too much of me. The knife is happening on the map. Can we see the knife?
Hopefully on the map.
yeah, hopefully it is on the map. And let's see. Team Spirit look like they're going to lose, actually. So Avangar should be starting on the CT side. Unless they're absolutely crazy. I feel like we need some... we should get some more props here. Something
you mean
different.
To reflect the regions more.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not a fan of the tat.
Of the one?
I think the tat. Like the London mugs. They're
it's very touristy.
Yeah.
Very touristy.
Tatty.
Oh.
Tatty mugs. We can do better than that, I think.
Oh, the question is, can Avangar and Team Spirit do better? Because this is the decider. This is where it really counts. Well, I mean, it counts everywhere, but this is what decides it. So the importance is high, and Team Spirit will go for a quick A rush. Team Spirit, obviously, we've seen them have some complicated pistol rounds. And this looks a lot more simple, and this is kind of cool, going all the way through Arch, wrapping onto the A side. This is strong. This will be very hard to stop.
Very nice indeed. 3 players on Arch, 1 player on short, and on some previous Infernos where T-sides have been in position to split a site in such a fashion, the short push has always come much longer after the long push. This is a pistol round, but when the buy rounds come in, if one of these T sides get into position to do that, it's something to keep an eye out for and watch the results of. Well, it seems Buster and Dima will leave this well alone. Now, there are a lot of implications here. 4 of these 5 players of Team Spirit currently have perfect armor, right? And they're all running far away from the bomb. And only Sum Da Young, who has taken 3 damage of Kevlar, 3 Kevlar damage, is the guy next to the site. Which means that Spirit get the cheap helmets on 4 players. Just watch the buy come in. Sotfik has gone for utility, which is awesome. Coldy gets the AK. Now, okay, so they go for the 2 AKs. I think on a different map, maybe a more open map, you might see even more rifles here from Team Spirit, but that's like the kind of mathematical equation which I think is worth looking at. 2 Avangar players save their save the Kevlar of their own in that round, right? So they can buy a helmet if they want to, or buy whatever else. But when you have 2 players on Eco, for your CT side versus basically 4 players who, was it 4 or was it 3, whatever, who get a helmet for Team Spirit for cheap. Like, is it more important to force them to spend $1,000 each, or is it more important to save your $650 for the CT side? I don't know that anybody thinks about this at the moment, but that is a question to be answered. So I find that quite interesting and stimulating. And maybe it's a small edge thing so early, but I don't know, it's something to think about. And if I'm just going to talk through this whole round, man. So let's say the CT, let's say in that situation, there's a way to figure out how many people you've shot. Like if you say, oh, I did no damage or something, and you realize that the T side can get a lot of cheap helmets. That has implications for your buy round going forward as a CT team. So what do you do about it? 20 seconds for Team Spirit. Prison with 2 frags. This is a winnable round now because Dima, okay, that is such an important shot with the P250, no less. 14 seconds, and it's a 3 versus 2 retake attempt here for Avangar. All the CTs around the site now, so ooh, that's a big one for Davkos, but he needs to finish things off. The scout is less than ideal, and he knows that he needs to find out where they are before they get too close. Such an important headshot. Still continuing with the scout in a 2 versus 2 situation. Maybe the pistol may have been appropriate, and now Sam Dayang is on his own. Both these players very tagged. They could maybe use the decoy as some kind of fake, but they won't do that. And this round should be over at this point. No fear from Sam Dayang towards the end. 5 HP to survive. Much more costly for Team Spirit than it should have been, I think it's fair to say. But yeah, as I was going to say, if you realize, okay, 4 players are going to get cheap helmets, let's try to shoot them. How do you... I mean, do you rotate through B towards the bottom of mid or something? I don't know, but that is something to ponder. Let me know your opinions.
So this should be an easy one. Kiko on a taser, otherwise this round is uninteresting. Interesting. Oh, you might get a kill with it too. Love the sound when someone... Oh no, never mind. The funny thing there is that I bet you could probably do like a cool jump peek. Not just like straight up and down, but like a cool sort of side strafe jump peek, and then pop one off, maybe. I don't know. Anyways. Knife him. Knife him. Well, that was great. 3-0. And time to see what Avangar have to show for themselves. They don't have... Oh, do they... Oh, God. I want to... Come on, James.
What is it, Dan? What is it?
There's a distinct lack of grenades. I mean, the rifles are great and everything, but I think grenades are better. Like, Caesar's so good, you know, FAMAS is fine in a lot of spots. I mean, I don't know if we see any, like, top 8 teams doing this. Do we? I don't think so, because I think I would notice. Anyways, let's see if it works out for them. They just have to hit shots, basically, but they'll have a lot of nades from the Ts. They'll have a lot of movement from the SMGs to deal with. And if Team Spirit win this round, it's kind of like a bonus win. If they do a lot of damage, it's kind of like a big bonus as well. And there's 3 players with no helmets here for the CTs. Now we're running into a 3-man setup, and so far it's not going too badly here for Avangar. Dimas will pull out the USP, won't be quick enough. And Jamie misses his shot, and all of a sudden it's looking a little bit sketchy now. It's Buster on the longest rotation, all the way from Banana to try to win this round, to try to clutch here for his team. But he's up against an AWP, a Molotov flashbang, and the M4 of Sotfik.
The bomb's in the pits.
Oh, he needs to throw it across. Ooh, that was very scary. I was going to say, like, the crossfire between pit and the close box, like in the corner, is so impossible in a 1v2. It's so difficult to win that. You force him to peek the site, the guy from the pit peeks at the same time. It's just, you just can't do it without a smoke or something. 4-0. That was the bonus round. Look at the money. 3k, 6k, 9k, 6k, 3k.
Yeah, I think it was 4 people who in the pistol rounds had perfect armor. So they were able... in fairness, they only got 2 AKs, but I mean, it's just so much better for your economy. But I've spoken enough about that. Avangar going for the rifles and no grenades. Perhaps that kind of helps them get into this situation where they likely give Team Spirit a nice 5-0 start. The money arguably should have been even better for Team Spirit, but that Avangar got a fair amount of frags in an anti-force buy round. So here we are. Again, one thing we're not seeing is HE's towards James' position off of the opposite wall. That has a great angle to kind of bounce a grenade straight towards the head of a CT who's up there. For a time we saw people throwing Molotovs in that position, but one HE a day can certainly help you on your way. Right then, the T's are moving into the A site, but nobody's there. Buster and JMO towards B.
Yeah, this might actually take like another minute to end this round.
Talk to us.
Yeah, it might be actually another full minute before this round ends, because Avangar's just going to sit in construction.
Tell us a story.
What kind of story?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe you don't tell us a story.
We used all our stories. We talked about meatball and salad bowl. That was a good one. And you said something else before that. I forget.
We have unlimited stories.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
We have been on a great many journeys, Dan.
Journeys. Do you know another word for journey is sojourn?
I am familiar with the word, but not familiar enough to know what it means.
Yeah, it just means journey. It's just...
It doesn't sound like an English word.
Sojourn, S-O-J-O-U-R-N. It's just one of those words that's just like a bit fancy. There's like a lot of words like that in English. And to be honest, we've had our language sort of mixed in with a bunch of different stuff because, you know, invasions and all that. You know, the French, the Germans.
Bloody French.
Well, not so much the Germans. Mostly the French. Not so much the Germans. Mostly the French. Although our language is Germanic, much like the German language. I think the Scandinavian language is also Germanic as well.
You know the numbers we use? Like the numbers on the screen, all over the screen, those are Arabic numbers.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, those are Arabic numbers. So you learn that when you watch loads of watch videos.
Oh, right, yeah.
Arabic numerals.
It reminds me because you had the Islamic Golden Age where it was like the Middle East was like the center for like science, you know, philosophy, mathematics. You know, it was like the center of knowledge in the world for a great many years. So anyway, moving back into Counter-Strike, we have a 5-0 for Team Spirit. That's a nasty HE, or that's like almost 100 damage against players with Kevlar. That's not too easy to get that kind of a connection.
Yeah, especially down mid in a professional match. It's not so often you see such a chunky connection. Chunky chunks. Like double chocolate brownie. Dima bouncing around the corner just in time. Tiki was spotted, but that's a very cheeky grenade attempt from him, and it will cost him because Team Spirit will charge. They were not expecting this kind of pace from Team Spirit, and that is a wipeout. It's a very surprising round. 6 smoke grenades down around the A bomb sites at the moment. Keycurt and Buster moving towards the arch position. 2 versus 3. What do they have to lose? The money's all together anyway, all on 0.
It's so interesting with these two teams because we are seeing certain maps and certain halves be just like night and day for certain teams. Like the level of confidence we're seeing from Team Spirit on this T side here compared to the level of confidence on their Cash T side is just completely different. It's like watching a different team. Here we're seeing so far like a good pace. We're seeing it looks like everyone knows what they're trying to do from start to finish in a round, and they're executing it pretty well. Some good team play. We see all like the proper like some good nade placement to secure an A split, and that's like you can see how crushing it is. And it might be with a start like this if it continues. That Team Spirit could steal this best of 3, and I feel like obviously I don't know how big of an underdog they are, but I feel like on paper you expect them to be somewhat of an underdog.
Yeah, I think though you have to take these early runs with a pinch of salt because I feel like when you get towards the end game, people are almost afraid of winning. You know, they're afraid to do what they know that they should do. And if that's be that played a normal game, that was so weird. One player almost crossed positions, which gave the delayed shot on the first guy an accurate shot on the second guy.
I think he peeked before the flash as well. And the flash went like on the grounds behind Davcost as well. So I don't think it would have I don't think it would have connected. I'm not sure if I misinterpreted that, but you know, all kinds of risks being taken here. And Avangar, that's not the start that they needed in this round. They were already poorly equipped, and now they're playing a 1-3? Yeah, they're playing a 1-3 setup. This is a good response to try to 1-3 and just like hope that Team Spirit try to get that top mid area, and then maybe you get a good engagement. You steal away some guns, get some kills, trade out, do some damage, maybe even get yourself back in the round completely. Because if they were 2 to a bomb site with this equipment, it's not going to work out very well, I think. And they're actually going to move towards A, so this is the best possible chance in this round that Avangar could have. They're moving into the setup, Team Spirit.
3 targets in the short position. 2 of the frags going away to CT side so far, but ultimately, Team Spirit will have the overwhelming numbers. And that leaves Buster alone. And it's time to save once again. 7-0 for Team Spirit. They are in such a good position monetarily. Avangar max loss bonus, but what good is that at this point? Well, they'll have a bye next round. Buster, he could drop something, maybe a FAMAS because so he's got more grenades, although we know that's not a priority on the CT side. It's all about the rifles. Where has that got them? Not very far.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad, isn't it?
I wonder if Team Spirit will be able to keep this up though, or if they will kind of second guess themselves, play a super slow round and have to push with low time, give Avangar a way back in.
And money's nuts. It's not a player with more than 4 kills on Avangar too. Coldy has okay, hang on. I read the assist there. I'm used to seeing the deaths at the end. I guess there's one. There's a down class. There's 1 death. So yeah, I mean, it's just obviously like kills are really low for Avangar. It's the basic point I'm trying to make. Anyway, so we're going to see the double ops coming out for Avangar. Team is sick with the jump peek through the apartments, which is kind of nice because it kind of gives you an understanding of how quickly can we expect top mid pressure. How quickly can we expect an apartments push, and that's a nice one there.
Nice.
Avangar needed something at the start, and
nice.
Buster will deliver with the AWP.
Nice.
So now Team Spirit are in a spot where they don't have advantage at the beginning of the round. So how are they going to react?
Yeah, will this make them slow down a lot? Too much, perhaps. Sotfik and Davkos moving towards the banana, or the B area. There are plenty of flashbangs here for the T side, and it seems Davkos will deploy one. But I don't know if that's going to catch Buster. It will. Ah, good. Over the site roof is important to flash that coffin's position. Now Sotfik is in an area where he will hear rotation back and forth. Sotfik not watching the angle, which is why Davkos is scoped in. So again, those of you at home who like to just dry peek the coffin's position, use a bloody flashbang.
It's actually funny because both times we're seeing Team Spirit sort of guess into the stack. I say stack, you know, just obviously this side with more players, not necessarily a stack per se, but it's a decent setup. Oh, that's a big frag. Kiko did not get anything there, and he was the only guy not isolated, really. Demastic waiting a very long time here to announce his presence, and that will delay. Oh, the spray comes in. It's pretty good. Buster trying to get the wallbang there is unsuccessful on the first try, gets some damage on the second go of it, and it's 2v3 now for Team Spirit. They've got Banana, and got to be careful that you don't overemphasize Banana and leave Davkos. Ooh, I was going to say alone. That's really important.
It's a really fast one from him. Flashbang for the front of the site as well, and that will blind JMO. I think takes the shot. Running distraction now so his teammate can peek, but is Coldy here as well. Davkos with another fast frag, and Coldy will finish off the last one.
Did you see that, James?
Absolutely nutty.
Buster was shot 4 bullets at him, and every single one missed as he was just crouch peeking into CT. I think maybe we'll see it here. Because okay, it'll be this for one here.
Oh,
you see like 5 deagle bullets completely whiffed there. That's bad.
Team Spirit didn't check the site properly. Who was it who was jumping around? Maybe it was Sotfik. I think it was jumping around with no one having checked dark. And I feel like with things like that, taking things for granted, you deserve to lose the round.
I mean,
you deserve to lose the round.
And Buster missing those shots there might sort of be a indication as to the mindset of Avangar, because, you know, those aren't shots he's going to miss usually. I'm sure of it. You know, you're not going to miss 5 eagle shots close range like that normally. So I think it does show that the pressure is getting to them. They're really feeling this 8-0 at the moment. It's a nice push with Kika with the aid of some flashbangs, and they'll get out of position, which is good. They have 2 smokes too, so that's something they can really. If Sotfik tries to investigate too much, they can try to smoke him off. That's really good from Sotfik. He might force the smoke out. Is there a smoke even on the bomb site? 6 and 8. There is not. The last smoke is on towards. Oh, there was. Okay, so they just threw it. So last smoke is towards 8. So that was actually a really nice push from Sotfik. Force out the smoke. He can stay on top banana if he wants as well to secure double back, but the time's running low.
There are 30 seconds left. They have 2 flashbangs. We hear some footsteps. Some die young, and that's the second frag. That really makes things easier. Wrap the site now. That's what they need to do. They've got a pair of balcony. Double pick needs to happen. Davkos, though, good for it with the CZ. That could really have collapsed. I think Jay making some steps top mid really helped Team Spirit. Gave them more or less a pinpoint location on one player, and they could go from there. When you don't know at all what's around the corner, it will make you a lot more tentative. So, gave them the confidence they needed. Again, all these rounds are dangerous. 2 AKs to take into the next round. They can buy regardless if they both die, but these AKs can make the difference. We've seen the AKs dominate this match, really. In all the duels that we've watched across the 3 maps, the AKs have been all over the shop. So, I mean, let's keep an eye on these. Avangar, they've had picks in some previous rounds with AWPs and still not been able to hold. Maybe the AKs will be a different factor. Look at the money on the T side. Nice. 9. 999. If I look, 3 people survived the last round for the T's, then it was 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's been really tough.
10 and 1 is Davkos still.
Avangar need like 1 player on their team to start having a good game.
To kill everyone?
And not necessarily, but just, you know, to start like to get a triple kill, or just get a quad kill, or get a clutch, you know, just to start fighting back right now, because I think that would really help the morale of Avangar, and I think the morale is an issue at this point. Because you really feel it. You really feel it. If no one's able to step up, everyone feels it, I think. It really takes away some pressure. If someone can go off.
Coldy looking for more entries. Quite a nuisance lurker, Coldy. That's a bad miss. They've pretty much just conceded their own vision of the short area. They played passive in this round from the start. How many kills is Dima good for in that? We still don't see really any CT teams doing the liquid setup on Arch, where they have 1 player hiding behind a pillar through the Arch. He engages first, not trying to really get a kill. And then you have a second player coming out from the library position. The support from Kika makes things easier. Dima and Sotfik now trying to secure the B bomb site. That's a lovely shot from Buster. And not peeking too deep will just simply delay things here for the T side, who will be in a 2 versus 4. They have no more grenades save for that Molotov. The bomb has to go down quickly, but there are players in position already, so Sotfik has to do as much damage as possible. He's got to get more from this. He's got to make it expensive. Oh boy, was he trying to knife him?
Yeah, he was.
Why are you doing that? You don't have the money for this nonsense. You can't be 0 to 9 and you're trying to knife a guy.
Well,
through a Molotov, when, like, that is so stupid. Because if they lose this round, they got no money.
If James Bardoff is telling you that you can't knife someone, that means it's serious. But I know, I agree completely. I guess we'll see here. It's for confirmation. He's surely, yeah, he's running right next to him. It has to be, right? It's got to be. James is unimpressed.
So that's completely idiotic. If they lose this round, I'll have to think about what he's done. Buster alone on B. Standard presence on Banana. Avangar not too concerned. And it seems they've grown with confidence towards top mid once again. Dima and Kika towards Arch. Maybe expecting a telegraph play from Spirit. And now the presence towards top mid continues, but Kika will make his way back. No, he won't. Seems some uncertainty as to what the Avangar team want to do. I guess Buster said no, everything is fine. Team Spirit haven't really thrown a flash over the wall this time. It's just a complete guessing game as to where the CTs are. 30 seconds, and surely with this time, the CTs are going to start to rotate. Dima starting to make his way down mid. Cody's in apartments, not really watching mid, so let's see what the roles are. Kika's almost made his way back towards the site, but there's practically no grenades here for a Vanguard. There is an AWP though for Buster. Jumping through the smoke's not going to work out, but Dima's on a very close flank, and Cody is nowhere to stop this. 9 seconds, and Dima may win the round by stopping the plant. It looks like that is going to happen. That is absolutely devastating. Dima, oh dear.
Good stuff from Avangar to get some rounds on the board though, and a much needed two. That will change things a lot, because they, as I mentioned, they really needed something to start happening, and it's gonna, having 2 rounds on the board is gonna allow them to feel a little bit more comfortable.
That is such a big round for Team Spirit to reset the CT side and basically go for like a 13-2, a 14-1. Forced errors, if you will. So late on the clock, but with not really all that much going on beforehand. Jamin and Kika to the B bomb site, and this time Spirit will try to burst through a smoke. There are more flashbangs, but there's also a bait setup from Dima, and he'll be traded 3 versus 3. 3 smokes down around the balcony and short position, and 2 towards the arch area, so variance is being invited. Samdayang though, he's made his way onto the site. Now Team Spirit needs to pay close attention. They know that they have not checked or taken the pit position. They've got to assume that somebody is there.
Good peek coming in from Davkos. Crescent goes down. Keycurts, big spray. Not good enough. Davkos with the last one. Hitting his AWP shots, very nice for Team Spirits, and they may not have gotten the resets in the previous round, but they have here, and they may still get to that 13-2 type scoreline, not the 14-1 you were talking about, but they've hit double digits, and they've crippled Avangar. They forced a Mag 7 out of Jame. That's definitely not a good sign for Avangar. 3 smokes. I think, we see, ooh, very nice. It would be cool for them to prioritize 5 smokes in this round. Just, we see how effective that can be sometimes. On this map, the smokes are so powerful on the CT side. But they've opted for the Mag 7, and it may, ooh, he must have had the tagging there. He's so close. Yeah, he knows. He goes for a reload though, so close to the position, still gets the frag. I think the reload may have actually baited Jame, which is, I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but it worked.
Team Spirit slowly moving away from the B bomb site. Again, even though there's only 3 players left, you want to make good use of your time. Investigation towards B has been limited. We see a smoke grenade. We see a touch of Kika. That's 1 of 3 players spotted. Slowly moving away. 2 smokes down outside the B bomb site. Well, actually on B. And it's a gamble push. Kika rotating on his own. Just checking for a flank, and then quietly goes back towards B. It's good that they're staying together, because what can one man with a pistol expect to do at this point on the A site? Well, there's round number 11, and Avangar should just stay put, really, or play for exits and try and pick up some weapons. This is a forced buy after all. So the question for them is it worth saving these 3 and then forcing again? Or is it worth the gamble to try and collect a weapon? Team Spirit, they will bring the weapons to Avangar.
Yeah, considering how the rounds have gone, it hasn't really mattered too much what the equipment is for Avangar. So, but the money is so good for Team Spirit that it doesn't even matter if they lose AKs too much. As long as they don't give them away, it's not a huge issue. It looks like they may just give one to Crizin though. Oh, there it is, taken away. Dab cost will go down, but there's no time to get the AK for Demon 6. So that's actually okay. I think the worst thing that could have happened there for Team Spirit is that 1 or 2 AKs are taken away. And there's even an argument to just not even bother with those CZs because of that risk. We'll see the 11-2 scoreline indeed, and this the save. They'll get some HEs and smokes and so on, but they... So at this point, you can't really... It's unlikely you're going to be able to damage the opponent's economy enough that it matters, because there's so few rounds left in the half. But with the purchasing of HEs and smokes and stuff on these saving players, I'm wondering if that's sort of worth it. You know, what are you trying to play for? If economic damage is not going to have an impact, and saving any, like picking any guns up and saving them is unlikely as well. Are you playing to win the round? That's sort of the only thing that's really left. And then you have to answer yourself: is it just more worth it than to have more money on your buy round, which should be the next rounds? But this, what's the loss bonus at? They lost 2 in a row already, right? So yeah, so it will be $2,400. So they're gonna have not enough money. The most money anyone will have is Crizin at $4,100 or something like that. So they've sort of hindered their buy round a little bit here. Maybe Buster can keep hold of this AK. That would be huge if he can. Buster is retreating to the A site. That's a really important pickup, that AK. That's really good.
Hello. Coley will retreat to join his teammates. That smoke is fine. They can save on Banana. No need to go beyond Banana. Dima trying to find something, but he has no kit. But look at Team Spirit. I mean, Team Spirit have so much money, they don't actually even need to. They can just all die here. It's fine.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. I respect that. That's cool. It's irrelevant. They risk absolute 0.
That's quite cool. You don't often see that from teams. I like that a lot. That's really, really cool. Only 1 AK is saved here from Avangar, but as I mentioned, that will make a big difference because grenade count generally is not going to be amazing here.
I think
there will be no AK, AWP. Sorry.
I don't think Dima realised that everybody for Team Spirit died at the end there, relating to trying to pick up a weapon. Anyway, the last round, the bomb's been left in T-spawn. Impressive.
That's it. Yeah, it's a bit too far away, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit too far away.
Yeah, that's a slight journey.
A sojourn, perhaps.
A pilgrimage.
Maybe sojourn is for when it's not a journey, but it's a sojourn.
A ramble.
It's so much of a journey, it becomes a sojourn. And then beyond the sojourn, it's an expedition.
Suffix like, who left the bomb in spawn? Can't believe you guys have done this. I'm a busy man, I've got kids to feed. And clothes.
Like how that
you could feed children naked.
I was going to say, like how that has to be specified. It's as though, yeah. Not into that whole clothing thing.
Perhaps not hot food.
Ooh, he thought it was a flashbang. It was not. That was a... Whoa, he gets away with only 1 armor damage or something. That's pretty cool.
Lots of spotting going on, some baiting, but the smoke grenade may delay things. And that will weaken the positions towards short. 40 seconds and the bomb is rotating off of the top of mid. And if you have some people playing in the site, they can hear such rotation. Jay making his way towards the B bomb site now. But only Dima and Sotfig here. Sotfig's just there to offer grenades, carrying the bomb in tow. And back he goes. Dima trying to rotate perhaps. So not Dima. He's about to die. He's dead. Prison now on the balcony. There is time to sort things out. So many targets for Prison. He can't find a single one. And that should be, or could be the last round. Jame in the library position. Kikat and Buster coming up top mid.
Yeah, this was really cool from Team Spirit. We'll go into that in a moment. Okay, into that moment now. So 13-2 half, but that round was really cool because I was really worried that Team Spirit felt like the pressure they put on mid was enough to have a successful fake to B, when in reality like it wasn't, because they didn't actually clear it. They didn't actually push the CTs back, which is what you would have to do. You have to deny the information, which they didn't do properly. So, but they kind of made it look like that, and I think they, Team Spirit thought like, oh, they think we're not going to buy that we're going to buy this pressure, and that we're not going to figure out that they're going to go back to B. Then Sopfig, obviously he realizes it, he makes the run, and then runs all the way back, and then that completes the perfect fake, which is really, really cool. So Team Spirit, that was a very strong T side. We saw like very decisive A splits. We saw some good defaults. We saw good B takes. Like they generally had a bit of everything as far as their T-side playbook was concerned there, more or less. So, and it was executed with confidence. Avangar have a lot to live up to here. This is pretty incredible. If Team Spirit win this pistol, that could be it for Avangar. Oh.
Hello. Bonjour. Hola.
Not a good start for Avangar. They got 2 smokes and a Molotov and a flash, which is cool. It looks like they want to go into the B site.
Team Spirit playing purely reactive at this point. Or perhaps not. Davkost moving to have a look at top mid, and Sopfik will make his way towards B. Avangar, how long will you wait, sirs? Kind sirs, gentlemen's. What is the play? Dima's just waiting for rotation in mid, it seems. 3 players on banana. Still nothing doing. It seems Dima will be the information man. Davkost of a slight off angle. That is so clean. That is like gravy straight down the throat. And that one player just creeping is going to force Sopfik to rotate, which is interesting. But he goes back. Avangar's delayed push as these grenades come in will allow Sopfik to get back closer to the site. CT's peeking, and there's still no frag here for Avangar. Finally, Buster will get some kills here. Now he's alone with 37 seconds left. He knows one person is still on the site. Dima just baiting for his teammates. Buster trying to find something, but the reload will be punished by... Sorry, Buster trying to find something, and Dima will punish the reload. Okay, I'm back in the room. I keep reading the wrong thing on the radar. I don't know why. 14-2. And Avangar are in trouble. That's because Dima and Dima sick. That's why I'm getting confused.
Yeah, it is confusing. It makes you wonder like what that word means. Dima, that is. What does Dima mean?
Yeah.
Is it like killer or something?
Like the last 2 or 3 rounds, my brain's been like, wait a minute. But Dima was on the other team. Wait, but now he's on this team.
Yeah. It's got to be like assassin or slayer or killer, or it's got to be one of those, right? If someone knows what it means,
Photocopier.
Please tell us. I'm trying to think like what do we have, because we have
Photocopier would be a great esports name.
Photocopier. I'm trying to think. Oh god, there's
Whoops, sorry.
We got 2 Adrens, but obviously like one was from US, one's from Kazakhstan. Anyway, get back to this in a moment. Should be match point here for Team Spirits. It's a good start. I like how they take banana away. I don't like it when teams play ultra passive on rounds like this. You can get like a little poke in there and thin out the numbers a bit before they are able to bomb rush a bomb site. And this lack of utility makes it really hard for Avangar in a round such as this. And it's really difficult because, they just don't have money, so...
It's hard, man. It's hard knock life for us.
Oh, we had 2 Nikos, actually. We have 2 Nikos, but that's actually like a name.
Okay, Buster. Dima's sick. Up that long position.
Oh, we had the two Dennises, one with one end and one with two ends. Remember that was?
Yeah.
That was the worst to commentate.
It's funny because all my AKs are called Dennis, which is unrelated to any of them. But people are like, "What is your AK named after the German Dennis?" No. Free fire from Sopvik concedes his position, but Davkost may have the master stroke. Avangar against match point now, on the brink of being deleted from Inferno.
Deleterized by the Deletitron. I don't know.
Great work there.
Just I don't know, words. Throw some words in there, see what happens. It's not good. The prognosis is bad. So CZs again, they have more utility this time. You know, what do we have? We've got 3 smokes, 2 molotovs, 2 flashbangs. So this is enough utility to do something, like take a site. Ooh, kicker. There we go. That's usually the insta win on B. And it's curious how Avangar will handle this because they're very spread out. So we'll get 2 players rotating to B immediately. But with this delay, now it's, you know, where Avangar going? It's very unclear for Team Spirit. So do they decide to just keep 2 on B and just have 1 on A and try to play retake, or what are they going to do here?
I'm going to gamble, Jim. You're going to take the money, or are you going to gamble? Can't take the money unless you win 16 rounds.
Oh, this actually works because there's no presence top mids. Oh, there's a peak on boiler about to happen, maybe. No rotation.
Oh dear.
That's a problem.
Well, what was that about? Some die young. We have seen much better than that from you. That was such an important kill.
Yeah, it really was.
Avangar, though, they're like, do we wrap to B or do we go to A? We don't know if they're A, but Demasik can flank B, so maybe we go B. And now Dima's dead, and now it's maybe we go A. But it's only one of 2 players, and Buster, is he going to... They're sending the bomb on its own. And he's walking up mids and allowing time for the rotation, and now he's going back down mid again. What in the blazes is going on?
25 seconds, and all the stepping said by Davkost. But if he's smart, he can just wait for them to try to check this. And it's a tough frag, but he wasted some extra time.
Get the molly in there. Get the molly in there.
Oh, easy frag? Maybe not.
I don't know what's going on in this round.
This is kind of crazy. Yeah, it is doable for Coldy, but never mind, he's dead, so we won't entertain the idea. 3 to 15. Avangar only need 12 more in a row. 12 in a row. 12 in a row. That's rough.
That was a weird round, man.
It
makes me wonder if one person is calling on Avangar or if it's just deciding by committee. Because just the way Kika was like, okay, I'm gonna go and walk up mid on my own. Wait a minute, I'm coming back.
The interesting thing there is I think I just saw a missed flash from Pits, which is, the T-slope, which is kind of problematic because if there was a peek from the CTs, they would have just obliterated Avangar. And it makes you wonder, like, if they're having to improvise that flash, that's not a good sign, you know? It's not, because that's a very standard flash to throw.
Plenty of other bad signs as well.
Oh, and here it is.
Were there 3 people in the apps there? Because whoever died in the apps didn't get shot from the guy with the Mag 7 who was in the hall. He got shot from another guy who was either balcony or boiler. And then there was another kill from boiler, which Avangar didn't seem to be looking for. And now what's going on? Kika is spotted with the bomb at bottom mid. Will they check? Oh, he's on the low ground, and they... Oh, that's beautiful. What a reaction from Some Die Young.
Interesting. Jame actually falls back as well, waiting for his teammate instead of trying to clear the site.
Now Dima can bait. Hello. Just saying hello.
Oh no.
Just tickling.
Oh no. Oh no. Max 7, what a way to finish it off. It's glorious. 16-3. Team Spirit with a decisive T-side to just absolutely crush Avangar's hopes, dreams, spirits, everything.
Yes, Avangar has been eliminated from the minor. And what a violent way in which to do it. And it's nice for Team Spirit moving forward to have a strong finish on a back and forth best of 3 series, basically. I think that seemed to be hard for both teams there, but I guess it's better to have that mindset going into to finish off in that fashion, moving into their next opponents.
Yeah, and I mean, Avangar, it's like some of the they definitely don't seem ready. They definitely don't seem ready.
Yeah.
They need a lot of work. They've got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of basics they've got to pick up on. A lot of stuff seemed improvised that should be sort of routine and much more. So, I mean, that's a positive sign at the very least.
Yeah.
I hope they go back and study all these games.
I think that teams like that could probably benefit from having somebody like an analyst, someone who is from a completely different region, like a fresh pair of eyes. Because like if you look at the Chinese Counter-Strike scene, for example, let's say or 2 years ago, they're so used to playing each other that their own kind of meta and world is very different to the wider scale.
Yeah.
So I think some fresh eyes from Europe or even North America could really fix a lot of things for them in quick succession. Freya is with the winners of that Best of 3 series.
Yes, James, I'm here with Sam Young from Team Spirit. So how are you guys feeling coming off that win?
It's feeling good, but we need to play one more game for Meyer qualify. So
going back to Cash, that was actually a Vanguard's map pick, but you guys had a great T side. What did you guys focus on that?
we watched our demos. We was playing yesterday versus Prosto, and that was really bad. So we changed our playstyle, and that's helped a lot.
So going to your map pick, Dust 2, you guys actually lost out on that. What went wrong there?
This time they was ready really well. I think they watched our demos as well, so that was a great game from them.
It seemed like they played as a unit. They were kind of going everywhere together, rushing it with brute force. Was that difficult to counter for you guys?
Sometimes yes, sometimes don't. It's like skill game, you know. You can like make pleasure on that. I don't know.
So you guys had a great T-side going into Inferno, the deciding map. What did you guys do to refocus and then grab that win?
We communicate really good each other, and you know, like scream to each other, and it's helped a lot.
So do you feel like team communication is something that you guys are focusing on and doing quite well?
Yeah, we focus on this today really bad, so that's helped us.
You only joined the side in early 2018, I believe, and you had a great series here. How have you developed as a player since you've joined?
I have a really good role on my team, so it's helped me a lot to take good, high-rated plays.
So you guys are going to be coming up against Prosto in the deciding match for the Challengers spot. You guys lost out to them earlier in the minor. What are you going to do differently this time?
I think we're ready for them, and we watch their demos as well. So it's going to be a good fight, I hope.
Confident words from Sam Young there. Thank you very much, and congratulations on the win. We're going to head back over to the desk.
Thank you, Freya and Sam Young. 3 maps, guys. Cash, DOS 2 and Inferno. Back and forth on the first 2, each winning the other's pick. But then on the third map, Inferno, which we thought, well, at least Matthew and myself thought might favour Avangar. No, not this time. It went in favour of Team Spirit, and it was very, very dominant.
It really was, and even though it did go to a third, I did feel like Team Spirit were the better team overall. It did feel like they had more control over the first map, you know, taking Avangar's map pick more so than Avangar on Dust 2 when we got around to that. So in many ways, it felt deserved. I felt Avangar a lot of the times just were basing things off of you know, happenstance or like random actions, you know, pretty much, you know, a random act of God pretty much helping them to win rounds and get them off to the right track, because they do a lot of fundamental mistakes throughout their play. I mean, if you want, you could talk about positioning, you could talk about how they actually trade, or you know, how they handle their economy. There's a lot really to improve on their end, but you know, you can give them credit for making it to this point with all those errors in play.
Matthew, what would you say were the biggest mistakes Avangar made during that match? Because having seen some of the moments where things didn't go in their favour, and like Halvor said, it seemed that overall Spirit were just playing a better level of CS, and which is slightly surprising in a sense, considering that Avangar, when they have had recent results recently, it wasn't just due to randomness and other teams not being prepared for them. At times, they have played good structured CS with good executes and good holds.
No, absolutely. I think we cannot take anything away from Spirit. They had a plan coming into this game, and they executed pretty well. But if we look over on the Avangar side, I think there are two major points that frustrated me, or at least that's avenue of development for them. First, I wasn't really a big fan of the way they manage their economy. We would see them going, for example, for a Name 4 and a Kevlar over maybe possibly a FAMAS and utilities, Molotovs and smokes. They did that over the course of the whole best of 3, and that was mostly a seed that was very damaging for them because they had no way to control the Ts, they had no utilities, and also they didn't really have the possibility to play as aggressive as they would have liked to, because obviously when you want to go for peaks, you're going to need, to Molotov a spot, you need a pop flash from a teammate. They never had that possibility, so the financial management, let's put it this way, was a big problem for Avangar.
And Halvor, let's jump into talking about that financial management, not yours or mine, but Avangar's, and starting off with cash.
Yeah, luckily ours are not the course of the topic for right now. But yeah, no, it really was a big issue for Avangar, and they put themselves in this kind of corner. They paint themselves into a corner where they can't really get out of it, and it follows them throughout the entire match. So here you're going to see pretty much their first buy-in after a lot of back and forth on map number 1 in cash, and what they're actually left with, which is not a whole lot. And then this is just, 15 seconds into the round, they're already
Two
down
smokes
to
and a flash.
Yeah, and
It sounds like a Quentin Tarantino film.
Exactly, it's bound to be bloody, and that's really the issue. You have 135 left in a round. You're going up against a team that can pretty much do whatever they want. They can play slow, even if they play fast. You don't have any necessary options to deal with it. And this is also one of the things, we talked about the first time we saw best of 3 from Avangar, the fact that they weren't assertive enough on their CT sides. It's like we saw improvements of that as they went along, but today they put themselves back in a corner where you'd like to see them play aggressive, but they can't because they don't have any flashes to actually get them into positions. You can't go aggressive into aiming and just dry peeking it. That's not ever going to end well for you. So what's your course of action? What's the game plan behind the buys that you have? You can't solely rely on just having a Colt and an AWP, and that's working out every single time, because that's not the case. And that followed them pretty much throughout the entirety of the CT half on cash. They got better on it on Dust 2. They didn't fall for the same kind of trap, but when we swung over to Inferno again, would you look at, lo and behold, first buy round, you see the exact same issue coming out. It's round 4. Again, it's not an impressive buy whatsoever. You have 2 flashes once again and 3 smokes. That HE is obviously completely, worthless at that point. And this is at, I think it's 1:15 left in the round. They're sitting on 1 smoke to cover off, quad, arch, apps, banana, mid, it's not going to pan out for you. And this is, and even more so, what adds more damage to this is the fact that Team Spirit went full on greed on that last map on Inferno. So they went into this spy round with 4 SMGs, I think, 3 Mac 10s.
Which spy round?
UMP. This is the round 4, so the first spy round of Inferno, really. So they got a massive swell into their economy. They never looked to be pressured at all. And even if Avangar were to actually punch back a little bit sooner, it wouldn't have really affected Spirit at all. They would have been able to buy up time and time again, where Avangar would always be on the back foot. And it all stems from those silly mistakes in terms of how they handle their economy, and that's going to do a lot of damage to you when you go up against better and better teams.
I think it's fair to say that in the current form of the teams that we have right now, they're about to go up against the best team, Prosto, and the winner of this match will go on to play Hellraisers, guaranteeing themselves a spot in that grand final and thus at the major. And they'll be competing for the lion's share of $50,000. So yeah, Avangar now bow out. Team Spirit move forward. Some Die Young, Davkost had some good performances in that match. They were overall, I think, leading on the scoreboard. So congratulations to them. Let's see if they can carry it on into this next matchup. All right, everybody, do not forget about our giveaway, the Miners Millionaire giveaway. 2 million FACEIT points on the line. Head on over to faceitmajor.com/giveaway.
That was a snaky /.
Yeah, I thought I'd try bring some breakdancing in.
Pop and lock.
All right, Matthew and Halvor, would you like to say anything else before we head to a short break?
I mean, even though it seemed like we were kind of hush on Avangar as they bow out of the tournament, they did have solid performances. And again, I think they actually did pretty well for themselves, considering their 2 usual star players in Kickert and Buster didn't have the greatest of events. So there's still lots of potential to build off of here for them, and that's what they need to bring with them going forward.
And on the other side, I think very good best of 3 from Spirit. Overall, as you said, they might have as well taken Dust 2. I think they're going to go into the next match full confidence, and I'm looking forward to that.
Great points, guys. Spirit have really had to work hard to get where they are now. Nonetheless, they are one of the 3 teams remaining. The next opponent standing in the way of them and a spot at the major are Prosto. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere.